So after watching the film, what I said after the game really kind of goes. We had a lot of players that really competed hard in this game, played hard, competed well. We didn't always execute the way we want to execute, and I think everybody can look to something that they can improve on, and that's certainly going to be, the focus, that we have this week. There's a responsibility that goes with that for the player, but also for the coaches, so that we're doing things that players can do, so they can go on the field and play fast and know exactly what they're supposed to do and go out there and execute it. And I think that's going to be important for all of us this week. So when our guys get out there, they can play fast. Um, Look, we're looking forward to SEC opener. We've had 3 games to kind of evaluate our team in a lot of different areas. Ole Miss is a really, really good team. Lane has done a great job there with the program. This is one of the best offensive teams in the country in terms of things that they do, multiples that they have, the way their players are coached and how they execute. They're playing better on defense. So this is a really, really good team. And, we're going to have to play, our best. And we need to improve to be able to do that. On 2 points, I think, from a quarterback standpoint, this is all I'm going to say about this. Jalen really showed the leadership that I was looking for, during the game in terms of supporting his teammates and doing the things he needed to do. He's had the opportunity to play. So as the other guys. Jalen played the best of all those guys. And so I think he's earned the opportunity to be the quarterback. On this other thing that I hear floating around out there, I'm sure you've seen the same reports that I've seen, is Kevin Steele is the defensive coordinator. He has all the defensive coordinator responsibilities. The only thing that we tried to improve on from an administrative standpoint was game day administration of getting the signals in quicker. All right. So that's the only thing that, we worked on together as a staff. The whole staff made a contribution to it. And I think it was a lot better in this game than it was in the Texas game.
Hey, Coach, just after getting a chance to watch the film, how would you assess the play of the offensive line?
Well, I don't think when you give up 5 sacks and um, I think that our players they ran a lot of blitzes, a lot of looks, nothing that we really, only one thing that they did that we'd not worked on. But I think the players were not communicating well and not on the same page, sometimes. And I think that created issues and problems. I thought that the offensive line played like our offensive line needs to play in the last, 6 minutes and 29 seconds of the game. And that's something that we want to build on.
Tyler Booker mentioned that the players met yesterday, players only meeting, and he said togetherness is a real point of emphasis for them. How would you assess the togetherness of this group?
Well, I've been pleased with it. I think this was, the first game where I saw some guys, a little frustrated. And I think the frustration came maybe because we weren't as focused as we needed to be, which is my responsibility. So players go out and make some mistakes and things don't go well and they get frustrated. And as a competitor, you never want to get frustrated. You always want to play the next play. But I think we talked about how everybody needs to buy in to doing the things they need to do to make their contribution to the team to play winning football. And I think as, time goes on and the season goes on, everybody's role gets a little bit more clearly defined. Some guys may be disappointed in their role, but they have to buy into that if they want to make a contribution to the team in a positive way, whether it's on special teams or, being a player that gets an opportunity because somebody's down, whatever that might be.
You mentioned Jalen kind of met the moment in terms of being a leader on Saturday. Is that something you needed to see from him kind of going into the week? You wanted to see more of?
No, I made the comment, and that's the comment. So he's played the best of the quarterbacks, and that's the way it's the way it is right now.
Chase?
General question here, not related to the USF game, but when an offense goes with 7-man protection for the quarterback, how difficult is it to get somebody open when there's only 3 guys running routes?
Well, I think you have to have a combination of both. Obviously, a lot of play action passes are supposed to complement the running game, and you don't get 5 guys out in the pattern. So sometimes you want to secure the protection, and hopefully, the play action passes allow, some vertical routes down the field to be effective. We've hit some explosive plays on those kind of plays this year. 6-man protection, the back gets out late. So, when you get all guys out, you got 5 guys to block 5 guys. So that puts the most stress on the offensive line. So I think you got to have a combination of all 3 of those things to be an effective offensive team.
Seems like Malachi Moore recovered from that minor injury and has played really well over the last few weeks. What have you seen from him, and what type of leader has he been in the defense?
Yeah, Malachi's been the leader of that group. He's the best communicator. He makes a lot of checks, lots of calls, gets everybody on the same page. I think it helps the other players play with a lot of confidence, and he has played very, very well. Puts a lot into it, does everything that we ask of him in terms of effort, toughness, not making mental mistakes, doing things the way we'd like for him to do it. So I'm very pleased with the way he's playing.
Back with Ryan.
Coach Lane Kiffin, you guys know each other clearly well. I believe you talked about when Sark came, they've been taking notes on you for years. Have you been looking at what he does, and what can you say about the program Ole Miss the past few years he's been building?
No, I think they're outstanding. Obviously, they 4th in the country or something in total offense and scoring, 52 points a game and 526 yards. So this is Lane's an offensive guy, did a great job when he was here, and he's doing a great job there. And the players do a great job of executing, which is always a good sign of, a well-coached team. And I think he's done a fantastic job there.
What do you think of how Roydell Williams played Saturday?
Roydell played a great second half. He had over 100 yards rushing in the second half, and we were very pleased. We've always had a lot of confidence in Roydell, so him and Jace both have been very productive so far this year.
Back to TV. Any other questions?
Coach, with the outside noise being as loud as it's been, what is your perspective or feel on this team? Because despite what that outside noise might be, this team is sitting at 2-1, about to start SEC play and plenty to play for this season.
Look, I like the team. I got confidence in our team. I really do. We've had some tough stretches before, and players have bounced back, but I think everybody's got to make a commitment to doing that. And it's not easy. We got really tough competition coming up, but everybody's got to challenge themselves, I think, to be their best as a player, be their best as a team guy, be their best as a leader. And I've liked this group so far. I just think, our execution has got to get a little more consistent.
Finish up the road.
How much has Pete carried over what he did here to what he's doing at Ole Miss defensively?
There's some few things that are a little different, but quite a bit of it's the same, and I'm sure it has something to do with personnel. But I think they're playing better, and that makes them a better team. All right, thank you.